Howdy folks, today I'd like to take a casual peek into the DC Universe Young Justice Artemis action figure set by Mattel. This figure set was first released in the summer of 2011, and I found this set on an online web store called Entertainment Earth, and I'll post a link to the website in the description down below. And I ended up paying about $22 for this set. I believe this will probably sell on retail shelves for about $19, I'm guessing, which isn't too bad considering what you get with the figure here. But taking a look at the figure in the package, you can see the packaging is quite large. It's about the same size as a DC Universe Classics 2-pack set. And you can see Artemis here, and she does come with quite a few accessories. The bow, quiver, a set of arrows, and of course the base, which is really cool on there. It's an archery range type of base, and it looks like it comes in two major sections to, I guess, increase the length of the base on there. So it's kind of neat. And taking a look at, you can see on the side here some artist rendition of the characters from the cartoon TV series, and more on this side here. And taking a look here, you can see the back of the package and a description of Artemis from the show there. A nice picture of Artemis there. And then we have down below other figure sets from the Young Justice subline, I guess, of DC Universe. We have here some 6-inch figures of Robin, of course, Artemis, and Aqualad. And then we have some 2-packs, I believe these are the 4-inch scale figures, of Batman and Robin, Aquaman and Aqualad, Raj Al Ghul and Cheshire, and the Flash and Kid Flash on there. We'll be right back and have Artemis out of the package. Okay, we're back and we have Artemis here out of the package, but before we get into the figure, we'll go ahead and go over all of the neat accessories that come with the figure. Let's get Artemis here out of the way and take a look at the big piece here, which is the display base or diorama base. It's very cool. It's an archery range, I believe, and the base itself comes in two sections here. Let me see if I can get it off here, and you can just join it onto the two sections there, and you just clip on there, and it's a pretty nice display base. It's pretty cool. You have here a I guess a quiver base or trash receptacle, whatever you want to use it for. I just use it to store the arrows there. And then you have these two posts here where you can actually place the bow on, which is kind of neat. And of course you have the targeting range there, and I've got an arrow pegged into the bullseye there. There's two peg holes where you can place two of the arrows onto, and it's kind of neat. It's a clear plastic with a red target there, and it does have simulated cracks in the plastic there to simulate cracks in the glass. It's actually kind of neat. I don't know if you can actually see it very well. You can see it from the other end there. It's actually kind of neat. I just wish the target itself was a little higher. I think it's a little too low for the figure. Would have been neat to have this higher, or actually move this base, maybe angle it or what have you. But still, it's a nice base. I think it's actually kind of neat. And taking a look at some of the arrows that Artemis uses. Here's one of the arrows. Here's another one here, and all of them except for the one that was attached to the bow in the package have these pegs that you can place onto the peg holes on the target. Like I said, all except for this arrow here. Here's the last arrow. So all the arrows are kind of neat on there. Next thing we'll take a look at is the bow, which is a lot cooler bow than the one that comes with the DC Universe Classics Green Arrow figure. It's a very cool bow on there, and you can see some sort of pulley tension system there, and it does have clips for you to attach the arrows on. You just clip it into place there, which is really cool. Much nicer than like the Green Arrow bow, where it's sculpted and the arrow is sculpted into the bow. This one you can actually clip any of the arrows that come included with the set into the bow here. It's actually kind of neat on there, and it's got two colors of paint. Really it's molded green with lighter green paint on there. It's actually kind of neat. And Artemis does hold the bow fairly well. You just slip it into her hand there, and it clips into place. It's actually kind of neat on there. But taking a look at the Artemis figure, I really do like this figure. The only complaint I have with this figure is the paint apps. It's just a lot of sloppy paint going on. Right here is the most evident part. You just see that all that extra green slop on the legs there, and it's just really bad there, and really unfortunate. And also, if you take a look at the head sculpt here, you can see that one of her eyes is darker than the other, so the mascara is really thick on one of her eyes, but not the other. I just may end up painting the lighter painted one here a little bit darker on the bottom edge there, to hopefully even that out there. But other than the paint apps and this bent limb here, I think it's a pretty neat figure. I really do like it. It is in the animated styling for the animated show, which is understandable, and it still has the DC Universe articulation for a female figure, and this particular figure is also sized as a teen female figure as well. That's actually pretty interesting, and I don't know if some of the hardcore DC Universe Classics fans will be put off by the animated styling. I guess very similar to the Public Enemies, where they had a more animated styling than the standard DC Universe Classics. But for me personally, I was happy with the Public Enemies line, and I'm also happy with this Young Justice line. I think it fits well with other DC Universe Classics figures. Others may disagree, but I believe it fits well. Taking a look at the figure here, you can see Artemis here. She's wearing a green mask, being a protege of Green Arrow there, as clad in green. She has an arrow emblem on her chest there. It's actually kind of neat, and also has a painted armband there. It's actually kind of cool. And I like this here, the belt. It's got a nicely sculpted belt here with pouches on there. It's actually kind of cool. And she's got painted gloves there. And of course you have the pants here with two colors of green there, and also like the knee pads too. It's actually kind of cool on there. And she does have sort of like sneakers, or high tops. Little smallish, but I guess it's scaled okay for this sized female figure. And also, taking a look at the back of the figure here, she does have her hair in a ponytail, which is actually removable on there. It's kind of neat that the peg here is a little bit thicker, so it doesn't just easily come off when you put it in or remove it on there. And you can actually pose the ponytail in whatever direction you'd like there on a swivel. It's actually kind of neat. And with the ponytail removed, you can actually remove the quiver on here. Let me just go ahead and take that out of her there, and it's actually kind of neat. Unfortunately, the arrows are just sculpted in and made of a softer, rubbery type of plastic on there. And you have the strap here that goes around her upper torso there, and you can actually remove it if you want to on one end there. So that's kind of cool. And let's go ahead and put the ponytail back on the figure there. And going over the articulation for this figure, the head does go all the way around. Unfortunately, it doesn't go up or down too much, which is unfortunate. As I mentioned earlier, the hair does rotate on a swivel on there. It's kind of neat. The arms do go all the way around, and they do go out and in. And there is a bicep swivel that goes all the way around. The elbows are on a single joint that bend in and out just slightly, which is typical of most DC Universe female figures, unfortunately. The wrists go all the way around. It's too bad they don't have that hinge joint like Green Arrow does. That would have been neat. The torso does bend down, up, and back a bit. There is waist articulation, which is not hindered by the sculpt of the belt there. The legs are on that DC Universe Classics type of hip joint that allows the leg to go up, down, slightly to the back, not too much, and out to the side. And did forget to mention that she does have this sculpted rubbery type plastic, I guess knife sheath maybe, with two rubberized straps going around her leg. And continuing with the articulation, the thigh goes all the way around. The knees are in a single joint that bend in and out. And unfortunately, no swivel at the top of her shoes here, but there is a hinge joint that allows you to move the foot up and down. Would have liked a greater range, but it's still adequate on there. Overall, I think it's actually a neat figure to go with this animated styling in the 6-inch form, and to have this figure with this nice display base and some cool accessories as well, I think is a really neat deal. For the price I paid $22 for the set, which I think is pretty reasonable. I'm sure the mass retailers will probably sell this for $19.99. So you're probably seeing about $5 more than the DC Universe Classic sets in mass retails now. But I enjoy this figure. I think it's actually pretty neat, and I look forward to more of the Young Justice figures. But this is my casual peek into the DC Young Justice Artemis action figure. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.